Hello everyone and welcome to the Shokugeki no Soma or Food Wars 145 chapter impressions. So we're in the middle of a Shokugeki and we have pretty much the same setup that we always have when it comes to Soma. He makes another normal but unique dish, gives it that bit of twist to it. So it's just Soma looking like he's on his stride now, but it's the interactions between the judges from Central, as we find out later in the chapter, that kind of creates a better image of what Center is all about, or Central is all about. So, we get into the chapter and we find out in Soma's exchange with Rindo, I think, he's worked with the flavor before, and this is important, especially because of the way the judges are talking about this particular dish later on. Now, in this, one of the important elements of this Shokugeki is the fact that Rindo's there. And then later on, Aizen's ego is another big issue, or another big factor to take into account. So, as Soma's showing off his wonderful dish, Aizen's partners, the judges, are pricks. They just are completely disregarding it, calling it a B-rate gourmet food. And Rindo chimes in with saying that they're usually right. The important thing here is usually. And now, to talk about... And now, because we know that Soma's made this before, that means that Soma's dad, Jonichi, if I recall his name correctly, has worked with it before as well. So I would be really interested to see how would they factor in Jonichi as a chef, because he makes these kind of things. Because we know that he's known all over the world and he's a highly coveted chef. So how would these people from Central feel about him in relation to Central's ideals? But maybe that'll be a plot point in the future. And maybe it'll be a kind of a take that moment towards Central, because we've got this one guy who pretty much is against the standardization of Central. Anyway, that's just more of the Central mentality, the mentality that only things that they know can be good. It's kind of what it seems to be going towards. And so these guys, when Aizen finally makes his dish, everyone's salivating for it just because it has to be a flavor they know. They know what to expect and they know they're gonna be blown away. And they sure are. We get to see the epic strip scene with all the guys, Soma included. But there's one person who doesn't strip when she tries the dish, and that's Rindo. And in this whole exchange, Rindo's responses are extremely important, because she goes on to say that this is the work of the Alquimista for sure. But I think the important thing here is that she wasn't blown away. So, in this Shokugeki, like, the big factors, I really do think it's going to be Rindo's presence and Aizen's presence. Like, if Rindo loves Soma's dish, it's probably going to coax the judges into actually trying it. And I think this is what we're kind of going for. But then, we get the best part of this chapter, which is Soma's epic taunt towards Aizen. Does my cooking scare you? And the face that we see, the little build-up panels as he's like slowly turning around, the veins popping on that face, he looks so pissed. And he just falls hook, line, and sinker. So he's gonna try the dish now, and if he gives a reaction that the judges aren't expecting, for better or for worse, they're gonna try the dish. Or it's because he has such a big ego, I don't see him doing this, but he could try and call off the Shokugeki and give Soma the victory. Him trying the dish is going to be the pivotal moment for Soma, and if Soma had this all planned out, that's even more impressive towards Soma, in all honesty. Because ever since he's gotten back to the dorms, he has been giving off that air of mastery, kind of, or he has a better sense of what he's doing. But we'll have to see. I'm pretty excited, and again, Rindo's a factor there too, so she's probably going to play a part. People want to see her strip. I don't know if that'll happen so soon. We'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much the Soma 145 chapter impressions. I'm in general really excited about this arc, but I kind of wish there's a lot of things that don't really make sense. Like, there's just a lot of things that don't make sense with the current central setup, and I guess getting through this Shokugeki is going to be the first way of mounting a counterattack. Who knows? Anyway, it was a pretty good chapter. I really liked it, and that face was epic. That face, I'll remember it. It haunts me sometimes now. Okay, but yeah, we'll see what happens next, okay? Okay, so with that, let's go to end card.